What's up, y'all? We back again, man.
We're back.
Third time's a charm.
That's right. We're getting in the groove now.
No, right? Been a couple weeks since we recorded, man. I've been super busy. What's up with you first before I kind of jump into it? What you been up to, man, these last couple weeks?
What they say in March Madness, survive in advance, man. Survive in advance. That's all I can do right now, man. Is just take it day by day, man.
Nah, I feel you, man. Trust me. Trust me. If anybody understands it, it's me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've been chilling too, man. Just like I said, working, man. I got so much on my plate.
Yeah, you
Trying to balance everything. Started managing my boy Killer Fonte, man. Signed the FOD. That's been going well. He lives out the way, so he flew in this last weekend. Got him booked for his first show. We kind of spent the whole day in San Francisco working and networking and stuff. So that was fun.
That's dope.
But it's funny how I was always thinking when he first asked me to do this, it's like I don't really know how to manage, but I know how much I love music. You know what I mean? And then doing this type of work, entertainment stuff, it's all kind of similar. You know, it kind of all goes hand in hand.
Right.
So yeah, I wanted to start off by asking you, like, how, you know, you're somebody who, you know, we talk about music. I know how much you love hip hop. I just learned just a minute ago about your playlist. You was just telling me about.
Yeah. I love music in general.
Right. So just how would you describe like your relationship with music as far as making music, listening to music? Your son did music, all of those things.
Yeah.
How would you describe your relationship with music?
I mean, it's a lifelong love affair for sure. Music has just, music is probably my whole center, really, and yeah, I do love hip hop, but it goes way beyond hip hop. I mean, and we've talked about this before. Like that was one of the things that my father, as difficult as our relationship was, he just gifted me music as much as anybody did. I mean, we just had everything playing in our house.
That's amazing.
Everything playing in our house from, his mom is an Italian American woman, so she was into opera and symphony, so that shit played. My father was deep into jazz. I'm talking about classic jazz. I'm talking about, Miles Davis, Charlie Parker, all the greats. But then beyond that, he was involved in representing people too, and he actually, his best friend was a guy named Chris Stone. Anybody in the studio space knows that Chris Stone started the Record Plant, which was a studio in L.A., and then they had one in Sausalito, and the Record Plant is one of the most storied studios in the history of music. I mean, Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder was recorded there. Oh, wow. The Eagles recorded there. Fleetwood Mac's Rumors album was recorded in the Sausalito studio. So, I had music playing in my house of all genres, just like an incredibly eclectic, wide range of music. There's a picture of me somewhere, and I can't be older than 5, and I'm on the couch with these big ass 70s headphones, covering my whole fucking face, and that's what I would do. I would listen to music, and then I talked about this in the performance that I had. There was a physical part of music back then.
What you mean?
Well, so you got to think. I'm of the vintage that there was no music videos when I was coming up. The MTV thing happened probably, I think, 8th or 9th grade for me. So your visual interaction with artists was the album. You would buy an album, and there would be an album cover. A lot of times the artist wasn't on the album cover. It would be something. And then, but then you would open up the album. Usually it would open up like this, and then there would be pictures of the artist. And that might be the only time you ever fucking saw them, bro.
Wow.
Like you wouldn't even know what they looked like until you did that. A lot of times then you would pull there would be a holder of the vinyl, and then that would be, would have the lyrics. A lot of times we'll have lyrics. Sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes it would just be a sleeve with the vinyl in it. But a lot of times it would be a booklet. And that booklet would have the lyrics to the song. And then at the end it would have what they called the liner notes, where they gave their shout outs and thank yous to everybody. And so I remember, like, specifically Songs in the Key of Life, which I believe is the greatest album ever made, literally listening to that album from start to finish and following Stevie Wonder's lyrics, bro, and just being so influenced by just the spirituality and the vibe of what Stevie was communicating. You know what I mean? And that was the case with all kind of albums. So, you know, music was my companion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had a big sister, I had friends, but music was like my best friend from a young age, and that just went on throughout, you know, growing up. So, and then hip hop, sort of, we talked about it, sort of became sort of my damn near like a religion for me in terms of just what it was portraying and how it centered me and all that. So, you know, I wouldn't be alive without music, bro. Like it's been my therapist, it's been my teacher, it's been my friend, it's been everything to me. So yeah, I wouldn't exist without music. And then but then the flip side of it is when I started doing music, you know, I always say this, that as an artist, and this is something your boy probably goes through, it's an emotionally violent existence. It's emotionally violent because, your boy is dope. It doesn't matter how dope, especially now. Like before, it kind of mattered. If you was dope, you probably would get on. But it don't matter how dope you are now, bro. It matters what your social media engagement is. And there's no artist development anymore by these labels. They want people that already have big followings and shit. Yep. You know, you used to be able to work your way into it just by how you perform. Now it's just based on a whole different calculus.
I want to touch on it's funny that you reading through the lyrics because it's like now when I'm listening to music, I'm more of I like all genres as well.
Do you really?
Yeah, I can listen to anything if it sounds good. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so country?
Yeah.
Really?
But I'm R&B though.
Okay.
So that's like.
And so like you listen to rock? No.
I'm not that big on rock.
Reggae?
That's one. Yeah, I'll listen to reggae.
Okay. Latin music? Because I'm going to test you. When you say you like all genres, you're talking to somebody who damn near likes all genres, and I'm really going to test you about that.
And that's fine. That's fine.
Like, don't say that shit if you're not about that life.
If it sounds good, I'll listen to it.
And that's fair. That's fair.
But as far as like me knowing Latin artists and stuff, no. I don't know a lot of Latin artists. Sure.
But so you like the genres that you know? But you don't go out of your way to experience other genres.
No.
So you're not about that life.
No. Yeah, no. I'm not. But I think
can we get give me that dry erase board? Can we keep score right here, yo?
Bro, what I'm trying to say is
right here?
What I'm trying to say is as long as it's sonically pleasing to me.
Here you go with the big words. This is to the audience. Whenever my brother gets in trouble, he hits me with the big words, knowing he got a degree and I don't.
But I'm never in trouble with you though. That's the funny part. Like, how can I be in trouble with you when it's Lord. Like me versus you, bro? Like you lose all of these conversations. Like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. Even now, like if I'm getting put on, because I like underground artists today, right? Like I like to listen to I like to get put on to new people that aren't mainstream yet, because I think that's the more pure, authentic. For
hip hop,
more so R&B.
Oh, I didn't know they had underground R&B.
Of course, bro. There's underground everything. But so I was bringing up this to say, I like to go through. I read the lyrics, but now it's digitally, because like on Apple Music, you can literally
right.
But not everybody
has their lyrics.
Right.
So you follow lyrics.
Oh yeah. That's I'm a word. I just love words, right? Okay. So the beat is one thing. The music sonically, like I said, is one thing, but it's therapy for me too, like you said. So. Like my hardest times in my life, like gospel was like my thing. Like that's really all I was listening to.
And was that played in your house? Is that why?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I grew
on
up
a daily or just on Sundays?
On a daily.
Okay, so that's what moms listen to.
Okay. And I got I learned.
So who's your favorite gospel artist?
Leandria Johnson, for sure.
Okay, I don't know her.
The funny thing is, I watched Sunday's Best, which is like an American Idol version of a singing competition show on BET. And we watched it like with my mom, my stepdad, and she won, or she came in second. I don't even know if she won it. She might have won it, but anyway, that's kind of how I learned of her. But I just related to her so much because of her testimony, and she had like a drinking problem. I don't even know if she still does, but like that was like one of her battles. So because she wasn't the prototypical gospel artist, like they tried to shun her, but she was so anointed and talented that like. There was nothing they could do. And she was still her, though. You know what I mean? And she always remained her. This is when my mom said she realized that I loved, like, music. So I used to have those little when I was a kid, they had like the little, like, what do you call it, bro? It's like a little boom. It's like a little stereo thing that you run around and a microphone is attached to, and you could play it. It plays tapes, so you could put an actual tape in there.
God,
you could sing along with
bro.
it. Oh, look who's talking.
Oh, bro, what is
you were
that
probably
guy?
like 40 when that came out. But I used to
karaoke machine.
kind of, but it was like real. It was like small.
a sing along.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
Is that Fisher Price.
might have been. It honestly might have been though. I was gonna say that, but I remember Fisher Price being like the basketball hoop, right?
Fisher Price is anything that toddlers play with, so that's what you probably into.
Well, you probably still got Fisher Price. But I used to walk around with the Barry White "Practice What You Preach," and I was singing.
Is that a gospel thing?
No, bro. Barry White. You don't know who Barry
Practice-
White is?
Bro.
No,
Don't
if you
play
no
with
no
me.
no,
don't know.
no. If you don't know who Barry White is, bro, I'm getting up right here and walking.
Who Barry White is, bro. Like, come on, it's the Walrus of Love. Don't test me, bro.
I'm just saying,
I just don't
like-
know that album. You was talking about
Practice
this-
What You Preach. You know that.
I don't know that album off the top of my head.
His song "Practice What You Preach." You know that, bro.
I probably know it by sound.
You know it for
hold on,
sure.
I'm gonna get my thing right now. This is not gospel.
Duh.
I don't know this Barry White song. man.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But anyway,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know
So I
that
would,
song.
I would walk around playing that on repeat, singing it and stuff, and then having an older sister, just all of the hip hop and R&B that was in that was cool for her age group.
Right,
Age is 6
right.
years older than me, so I was listening to that. I never really got into like recording music seriously. I mean, I messed around with it. I feel like everybody has written a verse before.
You think so? Probably.
Yeah, depending on where you grew up, maybe.
I think, yeah, probably everyone. So you never got in the studio and laid nothing down?
No, I never been into a real studio, but I've recorded songs before for sure, but it wasn't in like a professional studio. When I was like in the 6th grade, my cousin and I, who still raps, we were like a little rap group.
What was it called?
I think like Unstoppable 2 or something. I don't even remember. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's what it was called. In high school, me and my friends kind of messed around or whatever, but never nothing like I said, professionally recorded. But I think like I was saying, music is so therapeutic for me, and it's there will be times, again, same way I kind of fell in love with just interviews and watching and listening to interviews. Music always was like amazed at how there would be thoughts and feelings that I had that I couldn't articulate, and music kind of helped me do that.
Yeah.
Or just hearing the artist say what it is that they're going through or whatever, and me kind of being able to relate to it. So it's crazy because like the older I've gotten, I listen to less and less rap.
No, I know. That's really true. And we talked about that, just like, not to get in off the subject, but like even with like Tupac and Biggie, I told you that. Like I was Tupac in my 20s, but now I listen to Biggie way more than Tupac. And I love Pac.
Because you think that Biggie is a better technical rapper than Tupac. And
There's
Tupac
that.
is a better, did you say storyteller?
Tupac, and actually I was tripped out when, was it Busta Rhymes that said the same?
I agree with it, yep.
Tupac was just the most emotional rapper ever. Like he made us feel that shit, and he made us feel it for me because at the time I was going through the same shit. We were contemporaries. I mean, I was with Pac 2 times in my life. Like I actually, so. But Biggie's storytelling and his technical abilities and just it like, and that's what the crime of Tupac was, that he got killed so young, like what he would have become, and he would have been more worldly and all that. He was worldly, but it was just very emotional. But anyway,
him being so young was what made that amazing.
Right. But it's interesting that you say that whatever you're going through in life
is what's gonna
you'll
gravitate towards.
Right,
That's a good point.
So like in the beginning, like the for you it was the gospel, and then you had the Barry White song. But what R&B artists was the one where like, that just made you just real, because you always talk about how much you love R&B. Who made you just fall in love with R&B? Like this is my genre. Because you never were a big hip hop rap listener.
Never.
I mean, you fucked with it, but
yeah. But I mean, I fucked with who I liked. I wouldn't just listen to an album because it was out.
Right.
I do that more now, but that's like you give one run through for me. Not even now. Like at one point, that's what I would do. But now I barely even click it unless it's a big name.
But you said you like underground.
I'm saying that's hip hop.
Okay.
R&B is like R&B. Most of my artists on my playlist you would have never heard of, and they're all R&B people. This might sound crazy to you, bro, but this is just me, off the top of my head thinking. It might have been Aaliyah, bro.
Aaliyah was fire.
And I'm gonna tell you why. And it goes back to maybe the point in life you are, but I'll never forget when I just started playing basketball. Mm-hmm. So I'll never forget, it used to be me, my mom, and my older sister. And we every Saturday, every weekend, I had games. We would be in the car together. And my older sister the one who taught me how to play basketball. Wow. But that's what we would be listening to. And then we had like a big stereo in my house on the weekend. Or when my sister's playing music, she used to listen to the Hot Boys and, Lil Wayne and all of them, or like R&B. And just me listening to Aaliyah and just listening to what she's saying just on a regular, I would find myself just singing it.
So, and I love that. I love that because that's some of the fucking most timeless, amazing music made. So it was her lyrics, though. It wasn't the production.
It was her lyrics, yeah.
Because for me, with Aaliyah, it's the production.
Like I think I was so young.
The Missy and Timberland shit is so next level, bro.
I didn't learn to appreciate that till I got older.
But that's interesting because I think most people aren't like you and me. I think most people just they only care about the beat.
I agree.
Right, especially these days.
I agree.
They only care about the beat.
I agree.
And for me, it has to be. I'm not gonna say that. There's some songs that,
of course,
we just listen to because of the beat. But if I'm gonna give you 3 minutes and 33 seconds, which is the average time for a song, motherfucker, you gotta tell me something. You gotta give me something to navigate life
crazy.
with.
It's crazy that that's not even the average duration of songs no more.
No, I know.
Is like 2 verses.
Right, it's hella short.
2 verses.
It's attention span. And in the 70s, 80s. There was fucking 5, 6, 7 minute songs, right? You talk about Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. If you watch the Queen, people was like, "What the fuck is this?" Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. Like these are songs that go on.
Secret Garden
was another one. It was dope.
That's
Quincy Jones, fire ass song, bro. But it was radio format was 333.
Right. Yeah. 333.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I knew it was somewhere around there.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it might be the lyrics. Now that I'm thinking back, because I'm a melodic guy, so I like the melodies. So not only what you're saying, but the melodies that you're choosing to use at different parts. The range, like even now, I watch live singers. Like I watch shows with people that sing on their show. You know what I mean? Like I watch live before. I just love the sound of the melodies and like I said, the things that people choose to do with their voices is it's amazing.
So you don't sing?
I wish I could. I sing all the time, but it sounds terrible. I always say that though. Everybody knows that about me. Like if I could sing, I would never shut up. Yeah, not like in my immediate family, but
yeah, no one could sing.
No, I got some people in my family that could sing, and then my dad was in the music too. Okay. Now that I remember, yeah, my dad was in the music too.
Because I always say that every rapper is just wishes they could sing. Because like even the most hardcore rappers I know, like Jim is a perfect example. Jim is the biggest R&B guy ever. Bro.
Really?
Jim, I don't want to speak for him, but I don't even think he fucking barely listens to rap. Bro.
Yeah.
That motherfucker loves R&B. And like most rappers I know, they like Nicotina. Nicotina's the biggest Prince fan in the world, bro. I mean,
that's like Joe Budden too.
He was Dre Dog, he was Andre. I grew up with him, and he would just. But when I say he was a Prince fanatic, he probably still is. But most rappers that I've ever met are R&B guys.
Who do you rank higher, Tupac or Biggie?
They're so different, and we always do that because of the beef. We do that because of both of them being taken from us so soon. Big, Christopher Wallace is the greatest rapper of all time. He is the most technically proficient rap. This is from an R&B guy, motherfucker. He is the most technically proficient rapper ever, bro. He is.
So you would put Big over Hove?
It's just like LeBron, MJ. Right?
Okay.
Because Hove's career is indisputable.
Right.
But I think Hove would put Big in front of him, dude.
Yeah, but I think that's like just PC thing to do.
I don't think so. I mean, I read Hov's book and he talked about it a little bit. Like Big, bro.
And him being from Brooklyn and all of those things.
But he just was so technically proficient, and Biggie's genius. There's a writer who my son is named after, Dante Alighieri.
I don't know that.
Yeah, he wrote Dante's Inferno. You've heard of Dante's
Uh-huh.
Inferno, which is an amazing book. And the reason I was moved by Dante is because you know my academic history, not very distinguished, but I had this one teacher. I took a class on Dante in college. It was the one of the 3 classes that I actually showed up for because I had this so Dante was Italian, and I had this Italian teacher, and he taught us. He would read it to us in Italian, and then he would translate it for us. And he was just so excited about it. But he said something to me that stuck with me, which this is a gift neither one of us has. He says that Dante's gift was economy of words. That what most poets would take this long to make it, Dante would do it in 5 words. And Big was the same way. Big would cover 4 bars with 2 words.
Got you.
And he was just brilliant at that shit, yo. So I think, Big is the greatest technical rapper of all time. In terms of impact on the world, though, I don't know.
What about overall artistry?
That's a
song making, album.
Out of those 2 or of all time?
All time.
That's tough. I mean, I got to put my brother in that discussion, and a lot of people leave him out, and that's Brad Jordan, Scarface, man.
I don't think a lot of people leave him. Yeah.
More people are putting them in now.
Yeah.
More people, and the real hip hop heads. I'm on Twitter. I follow, and a lot of people top 5.
A lot of people have them top 5.
But like storytelling, just fucking content, just fucking range.
Yeah, for real. And he'll tug at them heartstrings too,
bro. Like exactly. Like
he's that. You know what?
Vulnerability, like he introduced vulnerability to hip hop before.
His voice, bro.
His voice is crazy. He introduced vulnerability to hip hop because before him, it was all braggadocio, right? Bravado. That's what hip hop was. I'm the greatest. Fuck you. I'll fuck. I got. And he mind playing tricks on me was like, yo, somebody else is going through this shit too.
Right. And they're talking about it.
I feel like I'm the one that's doing dope.
Yeah.
Can't keep a steady hand because I'm nervous. Every Sunday morning I'm in service. I'm praying for forgiveness. I'm trying to find an exit out the business. I know the Lord is looking at me, but yet still it's hard for me to feel happy. I often drift when I drive, having fatal thoughts of suicide. Bang and get it over with. And then I'm worry free. But that's bullshit. I got a little boy to look after. And if I die, then my child will be a bastard. I had a woman down with me. But to me, it seemed like she was down to get me. She helped me out in this shit. But to me, she was just another bitch. Now she's back with her mother. Now I'm realizing that I love her. Damn, I'm feeling lonely. My mind is playing tricks on me. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
That is hard. You're right.
And he got hella songs like that, man.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so it's so hard to like pick one. There's been so many amazing contributions to hip hop, and one day you feel this way, the next day you feel that way.
Yeah, I always say my top 5 changes too.
Right.
What you think about Wayne?
I was never a big Wayne fan. I recognize how raw he is, but I like my godson Mike Hicks. He used to say he was the greatest of all time, and I'd be like, bro, stop.
You don't think so? Not even close.
I'm not going to say he's not even close because I didn't listen to him enough. So I don't feel like I have a relevant opinion on him. Do you think he's the greatest of all time? To me, he was too druggy for my taste, but maybe that's just me being, old and stuffy.
Yeah, I would probably have to put Wayne as my top rapper ever.
Top rapper ever.
Mm-hmm. With Pac and Biggie, they died when I was 5, right? 5 or 6. So it's like I can go back and do the homework, but it's not the impact ain't gonna be the same because I wasn't going through that in that moment.
Right.
The shit
Pac
was talking
it
about.
was unique.
Wayne, I grew up on. When Wayne was on that massive run where everybody had a feature.
Crazy.
I was starting high school.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like,
but not Jay, because Jay was the same time.
I've never been a big Jay fan though.
Wow, that's crazy.
Don't get me. I recognize it's the same. Probably you're saying. Then my only thing with my issues with Jay is like, and this might just be biased if I'm just being honest, but like, always felt like New York hip hop looked down on other places.
There's no question about it.
Gravitated more towards the other places.
I get it. There's no question they do.
Yeah, of course. But like down south, I wasn't even a big West Coast rapper fan. Like a lot of my favorite rappers were like at one point.
Well, your era was definitely this Dirty South was doing their thing. That
might be why.
That's probably.
But like
why.
I was a big Ludacris fan at one point.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you know what I
Ludacris,
mean?
yeah.
Wayne, like
T.I.
I said, Scarface. Yeah, I mean, I was always a Scarface fan, but that was from me just being able to relate. Like not relate directly, but again, that pain and that's who I've always been.
Yeah. What about like the Bay Area, like Snoop, or he's not Bay Area, but West Snoop, Bay Area,
Snoop
like
has
E40, Too Short?
Nah, I've never been a big E40 fan.
Okay.
Never. You know how I feel about
Yeah,
Mac
we
Dre
both feel
and
the
all
same
that.
way about. What about Too Short? Okay.
Too Short. Well, I grew up listening to him in my house because he's around my mom's age, dad's age. So it's like, you know, I heard the music, I fucked with it, but I'm too much of a lover boy for the pimp talk. So it just wasn't for me.
That's how like Sugar Free, like a lot.
See,
of people,
same. They love Sugar Free.
I see how dope he is.
Right.
He's crazy dope, but you know all that pimp shit. That's not my hype. Nah, I'm saying I'm surprised Jay didn't touch you more. Just I mean, Jay just puts you in the mood to get your money and like he's just. What about Nas? Or you don't like the East Coast just doesn't do it for you?
Nas. Please don't get me started on Nas. We're going to get canceled before we get started.
Oh, my God, bro.
I
Nas is so
cannot
raw.
stand Nas.
Why?
I don't know, bro. I honestly don't. A lot of this stuff, it's just what I like and what I don't, bro.
It's
I don't
funny.
even have an exact reason.
I love Nas, but he's definitely not been one of my favorite rappers. But seeing him live in the front row was life-changing.
This shit that he's doing with Hit Boy, King's Disease, incredible. Incredible,
Yeah.
bro. For him to have this.
Not even Illmatic, though? I mean, I can understand not
You don't
loving
want to hear
it.
my take on Illmatic, bro.
Oh, bro. I may cancel you.
Yeah,
bro.
that's
Come
what
on.
I've had these.
That album is.
Yeah, I wouldn't even set myself up for that.
Nah, you don't want to.
I wouldn't set myself up for that.
But you don't like East. See, I love East Coast. I've always loved East Coast hip hop. I probably honestly like it more than West Coast.
Really?
I do.
And I feel like that's like blasphemy to say.
And I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Like, we've talked about it a little bit. Like, when you talk about lyrics, we can't fuck with them, bro. Like, our lyrics are dope, but their lyrics is next level. You listen to some like Wu-Tang shit, bro. The shit that they talking, man. Come on, man. That shit is crazy, bro. They're just more like an uneducated person in New York is smarter than an uneducated person on the West Coast. I'm talking about in terms of reading, in terms of fucking philosophy and all that shit. And I don't know how it is now, but back then, being dumb was frowned upon back then out there. We kind of made dumb a cool thing out here, in my opinion. We made being dumb like cool.
Do you think that as somebody that's kind of versed in like the street life and just across the country, like I love watching the interviews from the guys that are just now coming home from prison, or, the big time drug dealers that are famous from New York and the East Coast and all these things. Do you think that plays a part in it too? Because like the Supreme Team, right? There's a documentary on the Supreme Team, and they literally are talking about how their projects was like, they were making so much money. They had like shifts. They got paid it was like a business. It was like a real company.
Yep.
That how they were structuring, and they just selling drugs.
Right.
They had, like I said, they had shifts: the morning shift, the mid shift, the night shift. Like he was running like a real fight for July.
Well, when they, what was the movie New Jack City? The Carter. That shit was extreme, but that shit wasn't that extreme. That's how shit was, man.
So you think that plays a part too in just the knowledge of?
No, I think it's the culture of the East Coast and West Coast. The West Coast culture, and you talk about Too Short. The reason I don't think we can ever disrespect Todd's name is because what people don't understand is when he came out. Bro, I was a sophomore in high school. I'm going to repeat that. A sophomore in high school. That's 1984, 85, bro.
Yeah,
he was before any West Coast rapper, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he was doing shows with the hip hop gods, the hip hop pioneers, Run DMC, Houdini, all that. Too Short was a part of that movement. So don't ever get it twisted. Even though his content may be pimp player shit, he is an original god of hip hop. Period, bro.
It was dope, and it's funny you say that because I told you Sunday I spent the day in San Francisco, and they had the 50-year celebration of hip hop.
Yeah.
And he performed, and it was so dope of me just being there. Like I said, I'm 32, but me being there and I'm watching all of these different generations just celebrate this guy. We all know all the lyrics. We all, you know what I mean? It's right. And even just hearing some of the songs, I'm like, damn, Short got hits. And it was
covering decades.
Yes, bro.
Think about what I just said. 1984, 85, bro. What year we in?
23. That's 40 years.
Like he covers almost all the 50 years, bro.
That's insane.
That's insane, dude. And that
is insane.
He's absolutely, and ain't changed a fucking thing. Still doing that same shit. So, Too Short comes out, and that's that pimp shit. That's that, his first big song in the Bay was Girl, That Show Live. Girl, smoking that glass pipe. It was all about the coke shit. You know what I mean? So it was either dope, coke, whatever, and then
hustling.
And then, you know what I mean? Some artists came, but then the real West Coast marker was obviously NWA, which is gangster shit. And the East Coast was upset about that, That's what Common's talking about in his song, I Used to Love Her. And so he talks about how her first hip hop was just about fun, wasn't about the money. And then he says, because at the same time I went away to school and I'm a man of Spanish, so why should I stand in her way? She probably got her money in LA. And she did. She got big pub, but that was foul. She said the pro-black thing was going out of style because there was an age of hip hop that was all about knowledge of self and knowledge of black history and all of that, right? She said Afrocentricity was a thing in the past. She got into R&B, hip house, bass, and jazz. Now black music is black music, and it's all good. I wasn't salty she was with the boys in the hood because that was good for her. She became well-rounded. I thought it was dope how she was on that freestyle shit, just having fun, not worrying about anyone, and you could tell by how her titties hung, right? Like, see, so he's doing these. But the point was they was upset about that shit when the West Coast took it there.
Is it because of the image it portrayed?
Because of the image it portrayed. Because hip-hop was a serious... Like, first it was just party music, but then it got into,
kind of introspective and deep.
Public Enemy. You got into the Jungle Brothers and De La Soul and Tribe Called Quest and KRS-One and all these artists was really talking, like, You Must Learn by KRS-One, like talking about black history. Like, people didn't even know that. Even black people didn't know that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was just like, and then that shit got pushed to the side. And people still talk about it to this day, right? The content that's out now that makes money, but what does it do to the culture? What does it do to young people? Yeah. It's a discussion, you know what I mean? And you sound stuffy and old when you say that, but it doesn't matter. Our kids are hearing that shit, yo.
Yeah, it's essentially the same as whatever you consume. It subconsciously raises you.
It does.
You know what I mean?
It does. And they make it sound so good, like the Dog Pound. When I met last night. You got fucking 6-year-olds singing that shit because they made it sound so good.
I was one of them.
I wasn't that, but I'm saying, like, it was like, I was playing it around my 6-year-olds.
Right. Nah, that's a fact.
They made it sound so good, man.
So what do you think about...
Oh, but hold on. Before you get to... Don't, but so, like, the East Coast, like, you talk about, a lot of those artists is 5%ers, man.
Yep.
That ain't no punk shit, yo. They not for the bullshit. They about knowledge of self. They about the mathematics and all that shit, which, like, like, they wouldn't fuck with me because I'm white, but, like, I don't give a fuck because what they talking about is so important, yo. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's important that they was trying to push that shit, knowledge of self and knowledge of fucking the world around them and your place in it and pushing pushing an agenda that goes to pushing people forward. What if we didn't have that, man? You know what I mean? And we didn't have that on the West Coast. We didn't. I mean, we had it, but not like that.
It wasn't magnified.
And it wasn't popular culture.
Right. So what do you think about... We talked about the 80s, the 90s. What about like that early 2000s wave of music?
I mean, that was Nelly. That was who else was hot during that time? I mean, Jay was hot during the whole period,
right.
But You would know better than me because that was
I
your
was still
like
kind of
high.
young though at that point.
Wasn't that
Early
high school?
2000s? No,
Oh, early 2000s.
I got to high school in 05.
Yeah.
So yeah. But around there was Wayne. Wayne was everything at that point. He was, mixtapes.
Yep. No, he
all of
was.
that. Wayne was the guy. He was the face of, in my opinion, the face of hip hop.
I think that's right. No, I think that's absolutely right.
What about hip hop now? How do you feel about hip hop?
Well, I'm very definition of terms is important to me, right? And hip hop is a specific thing.
So you don't even categorize the music today as hip hop?
It's hip hop. It's rap. Rap is a part of hip hop, but there are the elements of hip hop are the DJ,
breakdancing,
the MC,
graffiti.
the graffiti artist. Hip hop is 2 turntables and a mic. That's hip hop. That's hip hop, and it's just absolute core, right? So the rappers do hip hop, but it's not. And hip hop also is about, in my opinion, this is my opinion, it's about something from nothing. And that's why I've always been so into the East Coast, because I feel like they lost it less than we've lost it out here. We just took it to where we took it. It's hip hop, it's rap to me, but it's not the true like essence of the shit to me.
I respect that.
You know what I mean? So I mean, and I don't like to era bash, and I'm a man, so I don't want to comment on what women should like what they like, but when I think like the voice like Lauryn Hill is missed to me, man. Like I miss Lauryn's voice for our young women, like, and the shit that they listening to, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Miseducation is one of my favorite albums ever made. That's not a hot take, but
no, but like, what female artist is talking like that? Yeah. And that was the biggest album ever, bro.
She's so fire, bro. Her MTV Unplugged, I have like songs from that on my playlist.
Right. No, dude, she's crazy with it.
She's just like,
and you like to sing, but I'm talking about her bars, bro.
I mean, she was a female out rapping men on songs.
She's not respected as much as she should as an MC, bro.
Yeah, today, because I think people, my generation and before, maybe would say that. Because she's another
would
one.
Say what?
That she's one of the top MCs.
You think they would or wouldn't?
Would.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, people that I talk to about hip hop, like most people have miseducation.
But I think that's because of her singing. No.
Yeah, because I hear some people argue that Miseducation isn't a hip hop album. I've heard people say that they don't consider it hip hop.
It's absolutely hip hop, bro. No, she's insane with it, dude. I'm trying to think of what. I mean, like if you listen to her just rap lyrics, dude, they're crazy, bro. They're crazy on that album and the Fugees album. Just her bars, bro.
No, yeah, she was one of them.
But yeah, I mean, what about you? What do you think of rap / hip hop these days?
It's almost disgraceful to me.
Wow.
Honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I really feel like that.
And that's because
the subject matter. I just can't listen to it, bro.
What specifically?
Nowadays, today, we're talking about today, the thing to do is to go on your record and self-incriminate and tell stories. And again, I'm saying mainstream, like what's being pushed, like the drill rap.
Sure.
So I just go do a shooting and I'm going to go rap about it, about how I made the left on this corner and they ran and jumped the gate.
And are they actually, is it truth or are they just making shit up?
I think a lot of it is true. I mean, look at how many people we're having conversation of them using lyrics in court.
Right.
These days. Right.
But I mean, as far as you know, because that was a big deal in my day, was that you couldn't talk about it if you ain't lived it. And then that changed.
Well, now, right. But see, so now I think it's the same thing, but in a different premise, because I'm going to talk about it, so now I'm going to go do it.
Okay,
You see what I'm saying?
It's talk about, then go do it.
Or
and that's where I think you got to respect Jay. That motherfucker talking shit. And ain't none of it not real. Like that motherfucker did, like, you know, when he talks about like, and you don't know, you know what I mean? When he
what about losing 92 bricks? You thought that was real?
I don't know. I actually don't know that song.
I don't even remember what song it is, but I know that's a lyric that
It probably is. That motherfucker was doing it. Yo.
Maybe. But I think the kids today, because of the drill rap, like what Chicago did, with all those guys coming up again, talking about naming names of the people that are actually dead.
That's crazy.
That have been killed, smoking on this pack, all this and that. It's like, that makes the kids think that even the ones that aren't doing it, they think they are doing it. So now if I'm an upcoming aspiring artist, I'm going to go and do it. A famous example is the Future conversation, right? Molly Percocet. Right. He doesn't even do drugs.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he's Dirty Sprite 2, all these things, that's promethazine and codeine. Like, these are all, you're literally rapping. And he admitted in an interview, I don't even be doing all that stuff. But now, today, these kids is on Percocets like crazy, popping Molly. Not Molly ain't even a thing no more. Now it's just perks.
Wow. And
then these dudes are overdosing and all these things. And I mean, it's crazy to me, bro, how, because nowadays with social media, you can grow up in the middle of North Dakota and have the swag, the lingo.
But that was true then. I mean, you know, Ice Cube had a great song about that. You know what I mean? And as did DJ Quick. I mean, you know, like Cube said, talking about people fighting over a street they ain't never even heard of. You know, that blood and Crippin' shit. After that shit blew up in L.A., that shit was happening everywhere.
But I think.
So that isn't just to this. That's why I don't era bash, because a lot of shit we complain about was happening in our generation.
But I just think it made the world so smaller, because nowadays we're in Oakland talking about ops, thoughts, and these are all Chicago slang.
Right. And Too Short addressed that.
Really?
Know? When he's talking about, you know, the East Coast lingo, he's like, you know, we don't talk like that out here. Like that is something that, you know, that regionality was a lot more, those boundaries was a lot more defined, like especially in the big cities. Like, you was looked down upon if you was a Bay Area motherfucker and you spit in somebody else's slang.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially since we've invented so much slang.
Well, now and right.
That was you was looked down on for that.
So I'm glad that you said that, because it kind of blurred those lines as far as regions, right? Because the comment you made earlier about New York and them still kind of being true to the essence, it's like, I don't know, because now they got Bronx drill. That's like the hottest shit in New York, and they're literally rapping over the UK London drill beats. And that's born in Chicago, the drill rap. And now you got these dudes from the Bronx doing drill rap.
That's crazy, bro.
You know what I mean?
No, and that is crazy for New York to follow.
That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's where the state of hip hop is now, or, you know, rap, whatever, however you want to define it. But I don't know, bro. It's all to each his own, I guess.
It is, and you know,
and things are gonna evolve and grow into new things. But like you say, when you lose the essence of it is when it becomes tricky. But I can't listen to none of this rap shit no more, bro.
No, and that's why I mostly listen to the older shit. But like, I'm gonna give you an example. So this is Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang. I'm just gonna read it.
Okay.
And no, am I boring you?
No. I'm tired. I'm tired as fuck. It's like you. I'm tired.
But like, you tell me what West Coast motherfucker could ever go here.
Okay.
All right. And this is his verse from Triumph. Okay. This is when they all on the album together. I bomb atomically. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform armed robbery. Free with the lottery. Possibly they spotted me. Battle-scarred Shogun explosion when my pen hits. Tremendous. Ultraviolet shine. Blind forensics. Come on, bro.
Yeah, he's rapping.
Ain't nobody doing that, bro.
He's rapping.
I inspect you through the future, see millennium. Killer Bees sold 50 gold, 60 platinum. Shackling the masses with drastic rap tactics. Graphic displays melt the steel like blacksmiths. Black Woo Jackets, Queen Bees, ease the guns in. Rumble with the patrolman, tear gas, lace the function. Come on, I ain't gonna read no more, bro. Come on. That's that 5%er shit, bro. Like, these motherfuckers read.
Yeah. Yep.
They read. Their vocabulary is extensive.
Yep.
I didn't even get into Jizza, the genius. Like, come on, man. And so when we look at the East Coast in a certain way, number one, we can never not give them the props for inventing the shit.
True.
They started the shit, man. So they always get that respect from me. And then when you think about that type of lyricism, that type of thoughtfulness, that type of philosophical knowledge, substance, bro, come on, man. And I love our shit. You know, sometimes you just want to talk about banging or pimping or whatever the fuck. Like, we all get in those moods. We all get in those moods.
Right.
But, you know, as a 54-year-old man, that's the type of shit I listen to because I could never do it. I could do the other shit, but I could, you know, and you know my lyrics. My lyrics aren't basic.
Right. But that's special.
That's special, bro. But
that's,
he's not considered the best rapper in the crew.
Right.
That's Inspector Deck. That ain't Method Man. That ain't Ghostface. That ain't Raekwon. That's Inspector Deck, yo.
Right.
You know, lyrics are big for me.
Yeah, same here, man.
But I think we're in the minority.
True.
People just want to feel a way.
Before we close this out, I was thinking as you were talking, it's like
this became all about hip hop.
I know, right? I know. I think it's interesting that now you can hear a song that you can't even tell where the person is from.
I can't even tell. And I mean, this is because I'm old, but they all have the same flow to me. You know what I mean?
But it's mimicking, right? So it's like kind of the comment you made earlier as far as what's push, what's making the money. So if I'm a rapper,
it's all that melodic shit.
I don't have to do that, but I'm not gonna pop if I don't. If I don't do what's hot in the moment.
But that is again a function of the audience, right? And that's where I don't know how we got here. You know, like sounding like somebody else was a problem when I was coming up. Like that was
original. Yeah,
it wasn't gonna happen. If you listen to the older rappers, they don't sound the same.
Right.
Even in the same crew.
Right.
None of the Wu-Tangs dudes sound alike. None of Jay-Z, Memphis Bleak, all them. None of them sound alike, bro.
Do you think the rap crew has died?
I don't know enough about the modern shit to know that I've disqualified myself from that because I just don't stay. It doesn't move me because first of all I can't hear it. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck they're saying half the time. You know, because I'm older, man. It's just a different flow, and I don't know what they're talking about. So I excuse myself. Other people who are more in tune with it need to. My opinion is irrelevant.
I'm trying to think of some rap groups, but I can't. I can't think.
No,
I can't think.
There's not crews anymore at all.
I mean, I can't. The Migos were like the biggest one, and even they broke up recently.
Right.
I mean, they're back together since Takeoff passed away, but. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, I'm gonna send you some shit that's not different genres. You know what I mean? Because I really do fuck with different genres. Like my fucking iPod is insane. Yes, I still have an iPod. Shit is insane, bro. You never know what you're gonna hear.
I can appreciate that though. That's dope.
You never know what you're gonna hear.
When you get in my car, you know what I'm playing.
It's gonna be R&B.
Toxic
the fuck
R&B,
out.
singing.
I got a lyric for everything. This is what I used to Del Rey me, but I don't sing, motherfucker.
That's a fact.
But yeah, I love R&B.
Before we move on from when we talk so much about hip hop,
I know it always goes to hip hop
because this is like the common debate, outside of hip hop. Like, who do you think is? I don't want to say better, but like when it comes to MJ versus Prince, who do you have and why?
It's funny because that's what R&B doesn't have those this one or that one as much, but that one that goes back to my fucking time. Who's better? Well, who do you think? Because I'm
MJ but I don't know. I don't know.
Why do you just say it with like no thought?
Because I don't know enough of Prince, bro.
Well,
I could never really get into it. It's just like I don't know. Just I don't know. You trying to get me canceled, bro? No.
Look, this is a safe space.
I just can't. I don't know. I never could just get with it, bro. I think Prince's, and this is from what I hear people say, I think that it's his overall skill set because he played instruments, performance. Performance on a record. Yeah, so I don't know. I just think people say that Prince was just so musically inclined. And
He was.
Writer.
Everything.
And then I like the stories I like about Prince is like how much of an asshole he was, right? Because he was an asshole, huh? Like very arrogant, diva-ish.
He was like us. He was just a motherfucker. He was a hooper. You know that, right? Bro, you don't know the Prince hoop stories?
No, the one from Dave Chappelle.
Prince was a hooper, bro.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I don't think.
Prince was a hooper.
So who do you have? Because it sounds like Prince.
Well, look, the greatest. I mean, Mike is Mike, yo. Like, he's the greatest, probably the greatest entertainer in the history of the world, bro. Like, and this is what we do. It's just like the Tupac and Big thing, right? The reason we put them against each other is because they were the two biggest of the time, right? But they're so different. They're just, their artistry is so different. Prince, and I'm gonna make you a Prince playlist, and I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
Prince is more things than Mike was. Okay, Mike was an amazing performer and dancer, right? And
singer.
Was he an amazing singer? I don't know. I think, was he an amazing singer? I mean, he had his falsetto voice. I don't think either one of them is amazing singers. They're unique singers. Mike has the falsetto. Mike has more charisma in his voice than I think ever existed on a track. Mm-hmm. Perfect example, Can You Feel It? Mm-hmm. That he did with his brothers. You know that song, Can You Feel It? I think it's Randy. It's not Jermaine because I think Randy is the first singer on that album. And he sings the first verse or two. And it's like cool. Mm-hmm. And then Mike hits that track. And the fucking track explodes. Same track with this singer. It's like, this is cool. Mike's voice comes on and the fucking whole track goes through the roof. He was just so charismatic on a record, right? Prince used the falsetto, but he also used the sort of the rock screamy voice, and sometimes he used his regular voice. But here's why I say that Prince, to me, and you kind of said it, as an overall artist, here's what I'll tell you about Prince. He wrote, produced, and performed every fucking song he ever made, has massive hits with other people, but he played every instrument on the album.
Yeah,
you know
incredible.
That? He played, the band that he had, that was just for touring. In the studio, he played every fucking instrument, bro.
That's incredible.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wrote every song. Mike didn't write those songs.
True.
And Mike had Quincy.
True.
Mike had Quincy Jones producing them, man. He had Rod Templeton. He had Quincy Jones. He had
a team.
Man, he had, and he has
a legendary team.
He had
at
Smokey
that.
writing for him.
Right.
Stevie wrote songs for him.
Yep.
Girlfriend, gonna tell your boyfriend. Yeah, that shit is crazy. But Prince wrote, produced, performed every song you ever heard, bro. Prince could also dance crazy as fuck.
I never seen Prince dance.
Oh yeah, Prince was just amazing up there. But here's the part about Prince that is also in the equation. Prince might be the greatest guitarist ever. Oh, that motherfucker was unbelievable on guitar, man. Unbelievable on guitar, man. So I think as an artist, I got to go with Prince. But I don't begrudge you for picking Mike because Mike is Mike. Like, Mike is so amazing at what he was that, man, I don't have I can't even be mad at you for that.
And then it's like even Pac, Biggie, let's say Jordan, LeBron, like, because you pick one, it's not a slight to the other.
No, I love both, right? Like,
right.
And Prince, I'm trying to think.
Who has a better catalog to you, Prince or Michael Jackson?
For me, Prince. I mean, a lot of Mike's shit is not even grown folks music. You know what I mean? Like, Prince, I listen to more Prince than I do Mike, but Mike still to this day, if you put a Mike record on, it's just like, it's crazy, bro. Right. It's crazy. Right. But I don't even like I love Baby Be Mine off the Thriller album, and that was a song most people don't even know.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Off the Wall was a better album than Thriller.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Off the Wall's crazy, man. Rock With You, Girlfriend.
I love Rock With
You know what I mean? Working Day and Night. You know what I mean? But Thriller album was incredible. Thriller album, my favorite song is probably Lady in My Life. 2 minutes. 2 minutes of ad-libs. Mike just ad-libbing. And that's where another place where that's where he's better than Prince. Like, this motherfucker could ad-lib for 2 minutes, bro, and it'd just be the most amazing thing. 2 fucking minutes of the most incredible ad-libs you've ever heard, bro. And he did that shit again on Break of Dawn. He did it on Break of Dawn, too.
I gotta hear it. Fucking
multiple minute outros of him just riffing.
See, I like that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I like that.
That shit is next level, bro.
All right, so you said Prince is washing MJ in the...
No, I didn't say that, bro. I didn't say that. I think as an artist, as an overall artist, he does more things.
And I respect that.
He does more things, and that's like...
And I've heard that argument, like I said, because there's a podcast that I watch, and they talk about that all the time.
The same thing?
Yeah, because they have different guests come on, and they kind of, reiterate, or they'll reference that conversation of how one person thinks Prince is like smoking MJ, and the other one,
I wouldn't say that.
But I think some of that is for entertainment.
Sure.
But the other side of the room is just like, bro, put some respect on MJ name. And this Prince guy is like, no, like Prince is him.
He is, but they both are. But
right.
Because the shit that MJ did do, like, come on, man. Yeah. Like, nobody ever touched a world like MJ did, bro. Like, Prince didn't have that level of... I think another interesting thing about, when Prince came out, he was considered a bad boy because he was so hypersexual. But you never heard Prince getting into trouble. Right. Until the very end. Obviously, he had some issues with the painkillers and shit, but Mike was having all kind of issues. Right. But he was the wholesome, clean one. Right. He was the Pepsi. He was everything. And Prince was, damn near X-rated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you never heard of Prince getting in any trouble.
Yeah.
It's just interesting, right?
It is. Because I'm trying to think of anything.
Nah, Prince was a pretty wholesome dude in a lot of regards. Like, even though his music was hypersexual, he wasn't no R. Kelly. He wasn't, there's an R. Kelly documentary, there's an MJ documentary, ain't no Prince documentary.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I think that's a good way to close it. Oh, yeah, for sure. I need that. I need that, man.